Leah, guess what?
What?
Guess, Leah, guess.
What?
Come on, Leah, you're not guessing.
You just tell me.
It's Pride Month! Woo!
Welcome to Pride Month on the Lamont and Leah podcast. This month we will be touching on subjects related to LGBTQI plus. So if that's something you're not into, somehow, we'll see you next month.
I'm Lamont, and I have our regular background.
And I'm Leah, and I lost mine. I can't find it.
And you're tuning into
to the Lamont and Leah podcast.
Oh my gosh, Leah. So, today is going to be a special day. We're going to have my brother William come on and talk to us about gender and the social construct that it is. He's very passionate about the subject, and I'm very passionate about the subject. And I was like, we just have to do this during Pride Month.
Of course.
So,
Which reminds me, Lamont, I don't think we've ever told anyone our pronouns.
oh, that's cool. So I'm cisgendered. My pronouns are he, him, his, and
Okay.
Leah.
I am also cis, I guess, right? That's the right
Yeah.
term. That one I don't know the definition of, so we'll have to ask William to explain further. But my pronouns are she, her, but I don't mind they in support for other people, I'll
Yeah.
use it.
I don't mind they. Like, so people can call
Yeah.
me they, them.
Yeah. And I always make the joke that since I'm Californian, my pronoun is also dude.
Dude! She's a dude. He's a dude. We're all dudes.
All right. Well, let's go get William.
All right. Welcome, William. I'm so glad you can join us.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I know you've been talking about your podcast a lot when we first met, and so it's really cool to kind of see you go back to your roots and really bring it back. So that's great.
Okay.
Congrats.
Thank you. William, would you please introduce yourself so our listener audience and our viewer audience can get to know you a little bit better?
Absolutely. My name is William. I am 30 years old. I am non-binary. I go by all pronouns. I really don't care personally what you call me, he, she, or they, as long as it's done respectfully. But I am someone who doesn't fit within the gender binary. So.
Very cool. So that's what our main topic is today. Like, gender. What is it? How did it come about? Why are we so strongly held to, like, this is what gender is and everyone must fall in line?
So passionate.
So I guess what happened, Leah?
So passionate.
So I guess the first question is, what is gender?
Gender is usually defined as the characteristics that is given to you based on your assigned sex at birth. So usually masculinity is something that's assigned to men, femininity is assigned to women, depending on your chromosomal makeup. But it's something that's kind of changed throughout the years, because back then in the Renaissance times, it almost wasn't a thing. It was kind of blurred, where it was people wore frilly, long, flowy things, and they didn't see it as masculine or feminine. It was just like the era of the time. It's kind of evolved throughout time. Like, this is how a man acts, this is how a woman acts. For some reason, this generation, the last couple of decades have been men masculine, women feminine, and those are the characteristics that are given to each sex. When it comes down to the LGBT community, I feel that gender for us is what's in between your eyes, whereas sex is what's in between your legs, meaning that what's going on in here and how you express yourself, that's your gender. You know, that's what you feel comfortable as, that's your authentic self, that is what you present to the world. So this the basic kind of definition of gender itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really interesting, and it also depends on like what culture you're from. Because I
Yes.
know in Hawaiian culture, we've had we have multiple like defined gender and gender roles in our culture for many many years, and only recently since colonization have we had like a very definitive like male role, female role. That's it. No one else exists. When if you look back in our cultural history, um, to varying degrees.
Hey, Leia, do you it's kind of to put you on the spot, but maybe not, because maybe you don't know. But if you do you know what some of those genders were called, in the Hawaiian cultures?
Yeah, so besides male and female, there was a like I guess third or in between, however you want to refer to it, called Mahu. And they were actually considered healers because they could understand both masculine and feminine energies, and people thought that that was a way for them to connect to the different gods and like kind of like pass on that kind of information and healing to other people. There's actually this really beautiful animated short that someone just did. I'll see if I can link it. It might be paid though. But if it's not, I'll link it anyway, and you guys can watch it. And it's a beautiful story about some like three mahu who did that, and it's just it's so nice.
Yeah, I think you actually showed it to me a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
so
I think so.
I really enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Um, I like what you said, Leia. When you guys were colonized, part
Mm-hmm.
of your culture was transitioned, especially
Mm-hmm.
when it came to the gender spectrum
Mm-hmm.
side.
Yeah.
There were so
No.
many cultures
Mm-hmm.
colonized, and traditions and thoughts and the way people behaved changed, and it was all under the guise of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So all these different factors that build into what how we frame our thoughts and stuff. So it's really hard when people are like, gender's not a construct, how dare you? Like, gender is definitely not the same that it was in ancient times
Mm-hmm.
to now. William, what were you gonna say?
Because I was going to add on and piggyback of what Leah said. You know, the Hawaiian culture being colonized, and the third gender was a thing that was in different cultures, even in the ancient Mayan and Aztec cultures. When it comes down to Latinx people, they believed in a third gender, as well as the Indian culture. People who come from India, they actually believe that those who are transgender, and this is a basic, like, I'm not going to say that I'm an expert on that topic, but
Mm-hmm.
it's something that you can Google. But I believe it was that they believed people who were trans were deities themselves. They were like
Mm-hmm.
almost demigods. And so to kind of see this oversaturation of colonization and mainly Christianity, where it's like, no, God made man, God made woman, and this is how you must act. It's so funny how they use that as an excuse, where it's like, well, this is a Christian nation, this must be it. Like, well, it's not. It's not a Christian nation. This nation, if we want to talk about whitewashed history, like, the Pilgrims escaped the Puritans to come over here so that they can believe in whatever the hell they wanted to believe in. So Christianity, Hinduism, Jewish, Mormonism, Satanism, if you wanted to, like, this country was founded on
Yeah.
colonized, genocide happened, stolen
Mm-hmm.
on the basis of freedom of religion. But for some reason now, like, the Christianity is the one that's like, nope, this is a Christian country. I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's not. I don't know where you got that, but no, it's not.
I feel the same. Which again, Lamont, a whole other subject, a whole nother topic. Write it all down.
Whole nother topic. But like that actually ties into the next question, which is why does society view gender as important?
See, that I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like for me, I don't view gender as important only because as the title says, like gender is a construct. And that's not a matter of opinion. That's just a matter of fact. The one thing that we can say is not a construct that we kind of map out by chromosomes and science is our biological makeup. And I believe the trans community, even in themselves, they don't want to try to convince people that, hi, I'm biologically a woman or I'm biologically a male. This is just how I express myself, and I express myself as a woman, I express myself as a man. That's where I fit in the gender binary. There was a point to that, but like no one's debating science or biology. I don't believe anyone's debating that. We're going to talk about, there are chromosomes, and XX is woman, XY is male. And then you go even further where it's like we actually all start off as XX, and then the male factor comes in. So you can arguably say that we were all born female, and at some point in the womb, there's that determination of either we're going to be female or male. And then there's the intersex in between. So scientifically, if I'm going to put it in basic terms, because someone can argue that there's at least 32 sexes, but I am not a doctor. I am not a gender expert. I'm just someone who knows about their own gender. So basic terms being like there is male, there is female, and then there's the intersex in between, which are very different variations of chromosomes, XY, XYY, XXY, XXX, YYY, so on and so forth. So arguably speaking, we can say there are 3 sexes biologically. But I don't know, maybe it is the going back to like maybe the colonization mindset of like, if I don't teach my daughter this is how a woman acts, then society will maybe shun her. If I don't teach my son this is how a man acts, then society will shun him. And so maybe that's why people are so kind of like grasp onto the fact of like, this is why gender is important. If he is a boy, he is male, that is his gender. If she is a girl, she is female, that is her gender. But, for me, like I said, being that gender is a construct, for me, what does that mean? What does that even mean? Where is this rule book that says, what I'm wearing right now is a male outfit? My makeup on my face, why is this female makeup? At the end of the day, if we're going to put it into basic forms, these are pieces of cloth that I put on my body, and this is paint that I put on my face. It doesn't really have a gender, So I personally couldn't tell you why society finds gender so important. To some, when it comes down to the trans community, gender is important because that's how they perceive themselves, and that's how they want to be seen. So I can understand in that aspect, like that's why their gender is important to them. I am a woman, I'm presenting as a woman, please call me a woman. I would really appreciate that. I'm a man, I'm presenting as a man, please call me a man. We as humans, it's not that we need, I guess maybe there's a necessity for labels for us to like understand everything. Whereas me, I don't care. Personally, I don't care whether you call me a man or a woman. It's so funny because growing up gay, I was never man enough. And so before I even came out, it's like, oh, you're such a girl, you're such a woman, you're such a duh. And it's like, okay, but biologically I'm a male. So then when I came into my own and then did drag and then played with makeup, you'll never be a woman. You're not a real woman, you're a man. And it's like, so then what is it? What am I? A man or a woman? Pick,
I'm not man enough, I'm not woman enough.
Like, you're telling me to make a decision, but you're over here telling me I'm not man enough, I'm not woman enough. What am I then? So
I'll tell you what you are, William. You are more man than the more manliest man, and you are more woman than the womanless woman. Okay.
They're feeling themselves right now.
So for me, like for me personally, gender is not important to me. But I will fight to the death for my community and for anyone, not even just the like people take the word gender and they think that it only applies to the gay community. It's part of the gay agenda.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, gender is for everyone. Gender is for straight people, for gay people. Pronouns aren't a thing.
Yeah.
Pronoun in the English language is a thing. Like there's a clear definition of what pronoun is. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, it's always really funny to me when I hear people go, well, I don't have pronouns. I'm like, how progressive of you.
Oh, good for you. Yes. So you're non-binary. Love it.
But for me, the why I think people or society perceives it as important, I feel I read somewhere and I saw a documentary, cannot remember what it was called, that it really was a like a selling point. There's like, okay, so how do we sell more products? Like, okay, well, let's make this a woman specific product. Let's make this a male specific product. And I feel like over time, people got so used to it that they like don't want to change, like the same way a lot of older folks, not to harp on older folks, but you know, sometimes they don't want to learn how to like use a new technology. And I feel like it's kind of like the same idea. And that's why people around our demographic are more just like, okay, well, whatever, like I don't care, like sure, you can identify however you like because it doesn't make a difference. But yeah, I think I read somewhere that that's how it kind of all stemmed, was like buying stuff. Capitalism. That I was like, it starts with a C. What is it? Capitalism.
And America is one of the biggest capitalist societies there are. So that totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be answering this question just like throughout like the other questions. William, did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just like I've never thought of it that way. Like, you know, being that gender is something that was, and capitalism is almost the monster of a lot of things, you know, of putting so much beauty standards on us. This is how you need to act. This is how you have to act, so on and so forth. And that's why we say like gender is a construct. It's something that is made up. Like if someone truly found the golden book of gender and brought it to me, maybe then I would believe you. Or it's like, oh, okay, that's where it says women should wear dresses. Okay, my bad. You know, but I don't see a holy, like someone's gonna say the Bible. I'm like, I don't think so, like, because I don't think the Bible said anything about that. I think if anything, there's somewhere in the Bible that says like maybe women should not wear pants. But other than that, like, I don't see a clear gender role in the Bible, you know, for me anyways. And even then, so like, again, not everyone's a Christian, you know, so like not everyone needs to follow the gender rules of a book that they don't believe in. So
yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about social construct. Like what do we mean when we say social construct? What are we talking about? What do we mean? Maybe people are so defensive because they don't understand the term social construct. So let's break that down.
So construct is defined as something that is made up, something that is built, or something that is a theory created by other people, you know, so that's construct. Social, obviously, you break down something like social media. You are a social person. So depending on your surroundings, that's what makes up your gender, you know, so and your culture, you know, going back to that, like I'm a Latinx person and, you know, before colonization, I believe, as we said, you know, gender wasn't a thing that kind of was maybe thought of, you know, it was the hunters and the caretakers maybe, but even then, like it wasn't so black and white, like those who have these reproductive organs are the caretakers and those who have these reproductive organs are the hunters. I believe they were female hunters. I believe they were male healers, so on and so forth. So it's just like, but now being colonized and growing up into a huge Latinx culture of like machismo and being like, if you are not this type of man, then you are not a real man. If a woman doesn't paint her face and keep her body and look pretty, she's never gonna find a husband. She's never gonna be happy. She's not going to have children. That's all that women are for. That's all that men are for, so on and so forth. So depending on where you grew up. And like the funny thing too is we say that gender is a social construct. So then where did I learn mine? You know, like I read about it, sure, but I was never exposed to non-binary people until just recently, maybe the last 2 years. I was never exposed to, when I was younger anyway, had homosexuality or things like that. I was raised in a Latinx, Latter-day Saint family. I'm the first gay person to come out of that family. I'm the first non-binary person to come out of that family. So for people to be like, well, it's who you hang around. It's like, well, who I hung around was Latinx men and women and Christianity. So, and here I am as this person. I knew from a young age. I remember my brother asking me one time, this was a long time ago, I was like 12. And he asked me, he's like, do you think you're a man or a woman? And I vividly remember him saying, I think I'm half. I think that part of me is a woman and part of me is a man. And scientifically, I could argue that everyone has that, you know, because not just the masculinity and femininity, these are character traits that every human has, but every human produces estrogen and testosterone, you know?
That is
and
right.
So at some point, we just kind of have to figure out what makes us comfortable. This makes me comfortable. The only thing that makes me uncomfortable is the fact that I know that if I were to walk outside my door like this, there are going to be the stairs. The privilege that I have is that I'm 6'2", so all I'm going to get is the stare and say, no one going to mess with me. So come at me, you know? But yeah, so some people will argue like, okay, so I was born in a primarily Black, rugged family. So I was taught this is how a man acts. This is what a man must look like. This is what a man must do. Latinx family, you know, men are the hunters, men are the providers. Even like white America, it's like white men are the CEOs and they hold the power. And then almost across the board, it's like the female is the subservient. You are the one that is the pretty one. You are the delicate one. You are the one that has to cook and clean. And that's a woman thing. That's a man thing. So these are things that we learn. These are things that we're taught. And at some point, like the lines will blur because there's single mothers who raise their sons. And it's like, I need to teach you how to cook because what if you don't find a girlfriend anytime soon? You need to learn how to cook. Does that make him a woman? Because he's cooking and cleaning and learning how to take care of himself and groom himself. This generation almost came down to a point where it's like washing your ass is gay.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to bring that up. That's the funniest thing I've read in months.
Just like, what? Is lotioning your skin gay now too? Is you know, upkeep gay? Like, what? So they're just these constructs that people have, and they're just opinions. Even now, like someone can argue, well, William, what you're saying is an opinion too. So be it. Which one is a fact then? What does it matter? So that's why I go down to
facts for y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I got some facts. So
Yeah.
let's take what we know. Like you can go do research or whatever. Men, like, so I always say this: men wore wigs first. Maybe not in the way that wigs are worn now, but wigs was a masculine thing, and later, because of capitalism, like, no, men, you cannot wear wigs. That is a female thing, and we have this beautiful blonde designer wig for all the females of the world. Right? Same thing with high heels. Butchers wore high heels first. It wasn't this thin little thing that it is now, but they would wear it so when they slaughtered the animal, like their shoes would be like above the blood.
Fun fact. I didn't know that one.
Right? That's crazy, right? Yeah. But then capitalism, America was like, no, men, you cannot wear heels. Heels are for women because we need to make sure their butts look great. And when they walk down the street and like, you need to spend money on your females so like they can look amazing, right? So there's that. Like, Men wore makeup. Egyptian men wore makeup first. Royalty wore makeup first. The females did too, but men have been wearing makeup for ever. That's ancient history. They would paint their faces. Indians, Native Americans would paint their faces for war. So maybe not to look good, but capitalist America was like, no, 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 men, don't paint your faces. Don't wear makeup. Only females need to wear makeup because they need to look beautiful for men. And if they're not looking beautiful for men, then are they really beautiful? Of course they're really beautiful. They don't need makeup to look amazing.
No, absolutely not.
So yeah, so these are some facts. And so our way of thinking has changed over time. So if our way of thinking has changed over time, how is that not a construct?
Mm-hmm. This is the thing is
How?
it evolves. Like we evolve with the times. And even then it's like we talk about evolve, but it's this thing of gender was constructed into now labels, into boxes, when, like you said, in ancient times, gender probably wasn't even a thought, where it's like, okay, well, you're a man, you're a woman because of your appendages, so on and so forth. But then there was that third gender. Then there, like, trans people have existed for thousands of years as well. Lots of people like to say, like, oh, you're trying to change, and like, you know, you're bringing all this new stuff into this generation. It's like,
It's
no,
not new.
it's not new. It's ancient history,
Yeah.
you know. Like I said, like I can only speak for myself. I'm not here to speak for the community. I am not here to be the spokesperson for the community. I can only personally speak for myself. In my opinion, gender is going to come down always to an individual level. Sometimes even sexuality comes down to an individual level. You know, a lot of people are like, no, you're a man, you're a woman. Well, if that's your thought, so be it. If your thought process is that, who am I to try to change that for you, for you personally? But I'm just someone who believes that. Like, I will look at an individual like, hello, like, what is your name? What are your pronouns? What do you identify as? What is your life? Because it's, at the end of the day, it's your life.
Yeah.
You're gonna do with it what you will.
Exactly.
It doesn't dismiss me. People will try to dismiss me, like, nope, you're not real. I was like, but I'm right here. I'm existing. So
Yep.
Yeah. William, I think you bring up some really great points. I want to show you guys something. Have you guys ever seen this?
No.
do you know the Muffin Man?
Right?
No, it's the genderbread person. It was, this is the fourth version that is made, but it's a tool that is made to help kind of explain identity, attraction, sex, expression, and everything is on a continuum. So when I say gender identity, which is the first column, that's the way I think, right? That's how I think. Part of me like might think men and relate to men, and part of me might think female and be able to relate to female. And so I'm categorizing that. And I think what this generation is doing is we're being waken up to like, okay, there's no one way to be a man, and there's no one way to be a female. And women can look like this, this, and this, and this. And they can identify as this, this, and this, and this. And so as I'm developing my understanding, men can do this, 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 and this, and this. So it's a spectrum, and it really is individual, like William said. And then there's gender expression. That's the outward appearance. How am I dressing? What am I wearing? Because we in America, especially America, we like makeups from women.
Yeah.
Skirts are
Genderized
for
clothes
women.
for some reason.
Yeah, like, so if I'm mixing and matching, or I'm just wearing all women's clothes, but my sex might be different, now I'm crossing boundaries. Now I'm blurring lines. And no, we cannot blur the lines. But why can't we blur the lines? Does it really hurt you? What are you afraid of? Why can't people express what they want to express? How does that challenge you and complicate your life? Maybe in the explanation of children, because maybe you don't know how to explain it, maybe, but it's still not really impacting you all that much. So what are we scared of? What are people scared of? And so then there goes sex, right? We're born with certain genitalia. Some of our genitalia can be ambiguous, which then you become known as intersex to understand ambiguous genitalia. And really, that label's only there to to help us have a common language to understand, but we're strictly talking about genitalia. So if I'm a person that is intersex, now you know my genitalia is probably not the common penis or the vagina. There's something different about it. Just with the word intersex. And intersex is now the proper term to use for someone who's born a hermaphrodite, because hermaphrodite is not a positive term to use today.
Mm-hmm.
And then who am I sexually attracted to? And I see this younger generation and they're like, man, like, it seems like it's okay to be attracted to this person, but I'm still not sure what I am. But my family wants this, and I want this. But what's going on? And wait. No. Like, I am attracted to girls if I'm a boy, but I'm kind of attracted to boys. Mm-hmm. It's weird, and they're trying to figure it out, these teenagers. And I feel like that's a normal thing. Most teenagers are attracted to both sexes at some point, and they grow into whatever's more comfortable for them, right?
I like on the image you're showing us, which of course we will post and link down below for our listeners. I like that they have two different sections for sexually attracted and romantically attracted to.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's something that a lot of people think of, like when they are looking for relationships and whatnot. Because I am actually sexually attracted to completely different like people than who I have actually dated trying to start a romantic relationship with. Not saying I don't love Patrick like 100%, but like, you know, like if you look at my list of like people I'm attracted to, not all of them are like in the same demographic as Patrick. So it's like it's completely different, and I don't think a lot of people take time to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my early 20s, I was romantically attracted to women. I loved my best friend. I'm not gonna say her name, but I was in love with her, right? And I wanted to marry her and I wanted to raise a family with her and stuff, but still I was sexually attracted to male energy and men, sexually. But romantically, I felt more closer to the girl that I was in love with. We ended up breaking up, and so I actually started exploring romantic feelings towards men, but it was different, and it was okay to have both. But back when I was growing up, it was not okay. It was very shameful, right? So
and where we grew up,
Yeah.
So like that's what we want to talk about today, kind of a little bit. It's like it's not shameful to have a mix of all of this. We are humans having human experiences, and you gotta figure out what's right for you and what works for you.
Absolutely. That was something I was talking to my sister about when I was talking about like evolving. When I first came out, like I didn't really have much of a mentor. I didn't really have, like, again, I wasn't really exposed to it. These were internal feelings that I was feeling, and there was really no one to help me navigate these feelings. So like I didn't have like a gay mentor. I didn't have gay best friends. Like I just navigated my life as I could. I went to school, I came home, I went to church, and then I was like, all right, let me pray to God and figure out what these feelings are. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I being tested this way? So on and so forth, you know? So then coming out and understanding, all right, you're gay, you're attracted to men. What does that look like? So then I was like, all right, let me read books. Let me look at some stuff. It's like, okay, gay men are effeminate and they act this way. It's so funny how like growing up, I fed into the cliche of it all. I was like, this is how gay men act, and gay men do makeup, and gay men are smooth, and da-da-da-da-da. But then, then growing up and understanding like, no, the gay, expanding kind of like my gay circle and going out into the world, I'm like, okay, no, gay men look Some of them look plain, some of them look fabulous, some of them look hairy, some of them are smooth, some of them have long hair, some of them have short hair. Okay, there's no one way to be gay. It's just whatever works for you works for you. I knew nothing too much about the trans community. So as a younger individual, 16, 17, 15 years old, I was very discriminatory against the trans community. I was like, oh my God, like, I get it, we're gay, but like, why do you have to dress like a woman? Like, that's just a disgrace. You're just a disgrace to the human race. And then like growing up and then understanding like, no, like, it's not that they're so gay that they're dressing like women. It's that they're actually women. Mm-hmm. And this is what they feel, this is what they go through. Am I going to understand it completely? I'm not here to speak for the community. So I myself, as a non-binary person, I don't know what emotionally what a trans person goes through. Yeah. You know, I can only tell you about my story. So then evolving and understanding like, no, this is part of your community. Like, they're not disgusting. They're not horrible people. Like, they're wonderful people. And I had to unlearn that, because that all stemmed from the machismo. Even though I'm gay, that machismo trauma and all of that was still there. So I had to unlearn that and understand like, no, they're part of our community and they're beautiful individuals who deserve love and respect just as you do. So then now, being 30 years old, thinking about my sexuality, I was like, I'm only attracted to men. And I'm like, okay, that works. But sexually, and this will probably like throw people back in their chair, sexually, gay, straight, whatever, your body reacts to sexual touch. Mm-hmm. It just does. So I've now moved into the mindset of like, when it comes down to sex, sometimes attraction has nothing to do with it. Mm. And everything to do with how your body is reacting. When you masturbate, I'm a man touching myself. Does that make me gay? No, my body is reacting to the friction that is happening downstairs, and then my thoughts and all of that. If I'm, you know, we talk about teenagers and, you know, the why can't I think right now? The cliche of like, oh, the teenager humps his bed and humps his pillow. Yeah. Does that make him an objectophiliac? No, his body is reacting to the motion, so on and so forth. So like, I saw that, I was like, okay, because I've had sex with 2 women in my lifetime. I was like, my body can react to a woman's touch. That doesn't necessarily mean I see myself romantically with a woman. That doesn't necessarily mean I see my life with a woman, but my body is just reacting to touch. You know, it's just reacting to what it does naturally, you know? So sex at times, like when people are like, having sex with a man, does that make me gay? Not necessarily. It depends on how you were thinking. So yeah, like evolving and understanding like, you know what, my body just reacts to sex, you know, and that's a natural reaction. So like, it doesn't really matter whether it's a male hand or a female hand. It's just the touch. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, if this is too vulgar, a male hole or a female hole. It really doesn't matter. It all kind of stems on who you are as a person, what you know you like, and so on and so forth. Am I going to actively go out and have sex with women? No. You know, can it happen? Yes. Does that make me straight? No. And that's so funny to have that kind of backwards thinking, you know, when it's a straight man and he's curious and he fools around with one guy, all of a sudden it's like, oh, that means you're bisexual, that means you're gay, that means da-da-da. And I came out as gay, you know, when I was 16. And so I've been gay my whole life, gay. If I now have sex with one woman, that mindset isn't transferred over. Now, no one's over here being like, oh, that means you're straight. Oh, you're straight. That means you're bisexual. Nope, they still see me as gay. So it's just so weird, like people's mindsets, people's feelings, people's just So I personally now, like I've just evolved beyond a sexuality. I've evolved beyond a gender. I've evolved beyond all of that kind of thinking. I just know what I like. I know what I'm attracted to. This is what it is. For me, I don't have to put a label on it. For the English terms and viewers, if you need to put a label on it, I am non-binary. I don't care what you call me as long as it's respectful. And I'm at a point where I'm just like, live and let live, you know? So.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that people like hyper focus on like the words behind things and like labeling. Um I also read somewhere that humans do have a need to like organize things. So I feel like that's why a lot of people really focus on like labels and stuff. But they're words. We create words, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so I personally think people just need to like calm down.
Right.
Right.
They're words, they exist. Like, it's gonna be okay. Like, we're not saying you can't do what you do and you can't live your like straight hetero life. Like, we're not saying you can't do that. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
there's other things out there and that's fine.
Mhm.
Leia, I think that's so eye opening because I think I'm at the point now. Is like I understand we need to have a common language so we can understand
Mhm.
each other, right?
Yeah.
But it becomes problematic when I need to force you or pigeonhole you into my thought process
Hmm.
Yeah.
because it's not acceptable for you to be outside
Yeah.
my thought process.
I think
Yeah.
a great example, Lamont, is from a few weeks ago when we were playfully arguing over how to pronounce the word crayon. Like, it's still a crayon or a crayon or crown or whatever you call it. And really, what good is it arguing over what it's called when it's literally, it's there. It does what it's supposed to do. And I could call it I don't know,
Dingleberg.
a dingleberg, and it would still be what it is.
But
Yeah.
that begs the question: a rose by any other name, would it still smell just as sweet?
Exactly. Who wrote that?
And then,
Was that Shakespeare?
Shakespeare. That is
that was
Shakespeare.
See,
Shakespeare.
he knew.
Because then that, like, the funny thing is too, is like when how people kind of like process words.
Mhm.
And so like Lamont knows this, like when I hear a conversation, I process it how I process it. Like I like that, but then I also process it as an opposer,
Mhm.
as someone who is closed-minded and bigoted. And so I was like, what you just said, like, oh, if I were to call a crayon or something else, it's still a crayon. Someone can easily take what you just said and be like, well, if you want to call yourself a woman, that's fine, but you're still a man.
Exactly.
And it's just like, goodness, you've just missed the point
Yeah,
completely,
exactly.
haven't you? You know, like, because like one thing that I kind of want people to move past is when they're like, oh, the gay agenda, you're forcing all this non-binary crap on us. And it's like, I'm not. If you truly don't believe that I'm non-binary, if you truly don't, that's fine. All I ask is that you live your life over there with your children and leave me the hell alone.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, well, I don't want to see it on TV. There's this thing called a controller. You just press a button and then I disappear.
Yeah.
You
Change
know,
the channel.
don't tune into it. You know, I don't like Nazis. So guess what? I don't actively go look for Nazi shit and look at Nazi shit, you know, like.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
William. So this is our last question, then we're gonna wrap up. And I think Leia wrote this question. Leia, do you want to ask it?
Which one? I'm not even looking at the notes anymore. I'm just having a conversation.
All right. What is
Okay.
the significance in honoring other genders?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good one.
For me, it's just about respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about respect. So like, if we kind of get away from the term gender and male and female thing, and you just say, hi, my name is William. Oh, well, you don't look like a William. I'm going to call you Albert. Because in my mind, you're an
You
Albert.
don't look like a William.
Yeah, you don't look like a William. You're Albert. And it's like, would you really want that? You know, like, hi, my name is Christina. Well, you don't look like a Christina, so I'm going to call you Becky.
Right?
You know, it's just about respect,
Mhm.
respecting each other and all of that. You know, a lot of people want to say like, well, you're not respecting my religion. Am I leading a crusade or a protest against your religion? I'm not. Am I on Facebook talking about Christians should be stopped and fuck Christians? No, I'm not. You have the right to be a Christian. You have the right to not get an abortion if you don't want an abortion. You have the right to not get gay married. You know, just let me live and respect me. That is all I'm asking. I'm asking for human, decent respect. That is it. That is the significance of respecting my gender. And again,
Respecting your thoughts.
this is now, yeah, this is just now a conversation like on your individual level. Like I got to a point where it's like, I don't want to say this because I'm like, well, does that mean that you're just not going to fight the good fight? No, that's not what it means. But I'm at a point in my life where it's like, if you truly, truly cannot respect me and don't want to accept me, don't want to see me, I'm just not going to try anymore. That's fine. And I'm going to continue to live my truth. Your words and opinions don't take away from my existence. I am still here, you know?
Time to argue,
a lot of, yeah.
To do.
So it's just like I'm not like, I was raised Christian. I still believe in God, you know, I still believe in Christ. I obviously, my perception of them are different than a normal organized religion type of person, but that's me. You know, some people argue that, you know, you can't be non-binary and gay and believe in God. No, like you probably worship Satan. Like, no, that's not how that works. That's just not how that works.
Exactly.
So it just comes down to respect. I'm not trying to force anything on you. I understand you see it as force because I'm wearing this makeup. So now you're just like, look, well, think of the children. Da, da, da. Your kids, like, I need you to understand, maybe now the kids are kind of learning a bit quicker and so on and so forth because of fear. Like, you know, at times people think like the gay agenda and like it's on us, but I feel like at times parents are like already teaching their kids like there's gay people and they're bad and da, da, da. It's like, you don't have to tell them. You don't even have to tell them about the existence of gay people yet, because kids at a young age, they don't process sex or gender or princess girl, prince boy. All they process is toy. You know, they process fun, they process imagination, they process colors. So when they see their mother, whether they be male or female, whatever, putting on red lipstick, the kid doesn't in their head think, ooh, lipstick, mommy, girl. They think, ooh, red crayon.
Yeah.
Red crayon that mom's putting on her face. I want to put red crayon on my face. You know, kids have such an innocence that even if you try to sit them down at 2 years old and explain to them what sex, gender, and sexuality is, they're still going to be like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to process it. You know, their minds are so innocent that all they think of, like me personally, like how did you grow up and like, you know, being a gay? Like now they think because this is who I am now, that this is how I've always acted as a child. But as a child, bitch, I was playing Digimon and Pokemon in my backyard and I was the Red Ranger. And, you know, I played with the Megazords and shit and all that, you know, it wasn't a thing that I thought of. So like, there's really no gay agenda here. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I'm asking for a mutual respect. If you truly cannot give me that mutual respect, then that's fine. Our relationship is done here and I move the fuck on. And that's just me. Some people will get there, some people won't get there, some people will want to continue to fight. I'm still going to continue to fight. You know, I will fight along my brothers and sisters from the trans community, from the gay community, from any community, so that we can all just come to a place of understanding, respect, and a utopia. You know?
I think that's what it comes down to.
William, thank you. Oh, my bad. I just messed. Do you want me to do that later?
Music moment.
Moment. Those are sacred.
I don't think we have royalties for that song, though.
Oh, that's true. Oops, my bad.
Oh my gosh, this has been such a great conversation, and thank you so much, William. I think it's time for a break.
I agree. We'll be right back. So, Lamont, it is Pride Month, and therefore that means the stores have come out with Pride merch.
It has, and I love Pride merch. I'm a little bit upset that gay people are being capitalized on, but then I benefit like the whole month. So it's mixed feelings. Mixed feelings.
Yeah, I think we're on the opposite side of the spectrum. Usually I can't stand it. But I just decided to go online and look up some different merch from some places. And you know what? This year, it's not too bad. In the past, there have been some real like cringy, ugly things. This year, not that bad. So I just went to a few of my favorite places and I wanted to show you what I found.
Ooh, equality. Oh,
Isn't it cute? All right, so this,
equality.
yes, so this is a enamel pin from Hot Topic and it says equality, like TEA, and it's on a little juice box. I think it's adorable. I love it. It's on sale. I should buy it. Okay, I'm gonna buy this after we're done
Okay.
because
All
this one's
right.
really cute.
It is really
And
cute.
yeah, so I approve this one. Next, this one is kind of weird. So it's
I'm
a
extra like
guac.
guac.
Yeah, so this is a Care Bear shirt, and it
Okay.
says I'm extra like guac, and I was like,
Okay.
I mean, I get it, but like stereotypical much?
Yeah, but like, okay, so guac is extra. You have to pay extra for guac.
Yeah.
But what are you trying to say?
Well, I mean, I think it's just the stereotype that like usually when you are gay, you're extra. I'm like, not everyone. Like some
Oh.
people are normal.
There are some normie gays.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how I feel about this
Like,
one.
not to shame you guys, but light your light a little bit higher, please. I'm just joking. No, please be you. Please be you.
Okay, so the next one from Hot Topic, I think you'll like. Feeling fantastic.
Ho, 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 ho. And it has the pan color.
Yes, feeling fantastic. This one is
Oh, that's cute.
cute. It's also on sale if you want to grab it. Okay, so the next place I went was Old Navy because Old Navy recently has been a little progressive. Usually they're very like, conservative.
Yeah, yeah. I actually kind of feel like Old Navy is a like white conservative
Yeah. So
like
they're trying to
place.
be a little more progressive. So I decided to go check what they have this year. And I found this one and I love it. I love
Hmm.
it. So it is a just a regular white t-shirt and it has a Pantone color. And if you don't know what a Pantone color is, it's kind of like a I think it used to be like paint chips, but pretty much like it's like a set color standard for stuff, right? And so you can find a Pantone color that you really like and you can take it anywhere and the numbers will match or whatever. I should know more as a graphic designer, but I don't. So it is just a plain white shirt. It has a Pantone little thing on there, except instead of a solid color, it has like a rainbow and then also like different skin tones. And it says equality on it.
Okay. So, the skin tones is for skin tones. It
Yeah.
is it,
But it
it,
also
it
means
is
something else, yeah?
yeah, so there was controversy a couple years ago when they added the rainbow flag with the black and brown because they wanted to be more inclusive. And people
Hmm.
were like, that's not inclusive. You're just spotlighting race. Yada 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 yada. But actually, I feel like this is representing different parts of gay culture. So
Okay.
yes, there's the brown people, there's the black people, but then there's the leather people, and then there's the bear people,
Hmm.
and so like we just now have the whole spectrum here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for explaining that. I like it though. It's cute.
No, it is. It's very cute.
There wasn't really much too impressive on the Old Navy site, honestly. This was like the best thing I found in there. And it wasn't like a bunch of cringe stuff either, which was nice. But something I did think that was really funny is if you go to their website and go to their Pride tab and you scroll, and this is only going to like make sense if you're watching this. I'm sorry to my listeners. But if you scroll down the site, they have it color coded in rainbow order.
Oh, how cute!
Yeah, so it's not necessarily a bunch of pride stuff, but the page is a rainbow.
Yeah, so they're not capitalizing too
Too
bad.
much. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I thought it was funny that they organized it that way.
yeah, that's cute, clever. Good idea. Good idea, designer person, whoever thought of
Yeah,
this.
whoever did the website. Okay, so the next place is of course Target because I love Target.
I've
So
gotten some cool stuff from Target.
right, look at this cute little pet costume.
So we're looking at a dog and a cat, and they have, I guess, these vests on, and it says "Love is love," but it's a rainbow on the side.
Yeah. So the costume is in the shape of a rainbow and it says love is love. I just think it's so cute. Oh, it's a little cringy, but I don't care. It's adorable.
It is a little. It's adorable. It is
Yeah.
adorable.
Okay, so next one from Target is this one's hilarious. These are pillows and it says tired and gay.
Oh, how cute!
And I was like, huh, same.
I like it. It's
Tired
different,
and gay.
and they're only $5, which is
Right? Oh, they have a blue version that says just be you. That's cute too.
That's cute.
But I
That
think
is
it's
cute.
funnier that it says tired and gay.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one from Target, and this is something you actually don't see very much during Pride Month, and I was just really happy to see it. These are bisexual flag socks.
Oh, that's cute. Yay for our bi people! You do exist. We do accept you and acknowledge you.
Right?
We love you.
Like, you don't really see too much bi Pride stuff, and so when I saw, like, I actually saw these in person, and that's why I thought of doing this. I was like, wow, you never see that. So I thought it was really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so good job, corporations. I
Yeah,
guess.
good job, corporations. Good job not being too cringy this year.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And as a honorable member of the LGBT plus community, I have just a few items, a few merchandise items just laying around my desk. So we're gonna start with one of my faves, the Equality hat, which has the rainbow on the inside, and I have already worn this on the Lamont and Leah
Yeah.
show. So it's just one of my favorites. This
That one's not too bad. It's cute.
Yes, this is a beaded necklace that I've got out of Pride. I think I have like two other ones. But I love it, and I always wear it at Pride. And then I try to wear my tail every Pride season. It's a cute little furry tail that I love so much, and I had to have when I saw it. So I got it. And last year, during the pandemic, I added two new things to my collection, but I haven't been able to wear them because of the pandemic. I have this beautiful shoe.
You bought them. I remember you posting those on Facebook.
Yes, and I was like, yes, I had to, yes. And this other beautiful shoe. Yes, I know you guys are dying and so jealous. And when I see you guys at Pride, I will say hi to you and we can take pictures with all my stuff.
Lamont, I think you're being a little too subtle.
What do you mean?
You're being too subtle.
What do you
You need
mean?
more. You need more. Just
I
turn
want to say I am one of the more subtle like gays. Like I do a little bit here and there and stuff.
He says as he's
Like
holding up
William.
his-
I know I have my rainbow cup. William, William painted himself all red one time with glitter. So, and that was amazing. And I wish I would have known we were going to talk about that because I could have popped up that picture.
All right. All right. Well, I have to go shopping now. So, are you gonna come with?
Well, since you're in California,
Right.
why not?
Let's go to Target.
William, thank you so much for coming on with your passion, your beauty, your message to talk with myself and Leah today. If people wanted to follow you or get in contact with you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Most of my social media is WillMonroe909. That'll be Instagram and Snapchat. My TikTok, where I talk about gay history and a lot of non-binary things as well, is the WillMonroe909. You can follow me there. My DMs are open. If ever someone needs someone to talk to, my ears are open.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you're working on that you want to share with us?
It would just be my TikTok. I really want to make that a safe space for LGBT youth. I want to do a lot more videos on different organizations like the Trevor Project, Trans Lifeline, the ACT UP Foundation, the Deserts AIDS Project here in Palm Springs. And I want, my goal is always to become an influencer, but to really kind of put forth the organizations that help our community. I never want to become a vain influencer. No offense to the vain influencers.
And then finally, William, is there a message that you would like to leave us with today?
Basically, just spread nothing but love and light. This world is way too dark at times, where sometimes our lights are dull. Just know who you are, respect others, have them respect you if they can. If not, live and let live.
All right. Beautiful.
Very. Thank you again.
Thank you. You guys have a great day. Bye.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love that exit.
Perfect. Alrighty. Today's life lesson is being yourself sets you and others free. Many times we have to conform to how our family wants us to be. We have to fit in those boxes, meet their expectations, and we shut down parts of ourselves. I encourage you to embrace the parts of yourself that people think are not the best for you. I'm not saying do drugs. I'm not saying, like, be crazy in your sex life. I'm saying celebrate the true parts of you, the good parts of you that you enjoy and that you like. And when you're able to do that, not only will you set yourself free, you will set the people around you free, and they will be themselves. And that's a gift that we can keep on giving. And that's today's life lesson.